Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather and I'm the owner, creator, and coach for Believe in Better Finances. So for today's video topic, I wanted to do something that's a little bit untraditional on my channel where I'm not directly talking about finances, but rather more so productivity. So with that, I wanted to share with you my top 10 things that I do on Sundays to help prepare for a productive work week ahead. So my first thing that I want to share with you guys is just a general overview about the way I view Sundays. So for me, I think the average person out there and the way we've all kind of been trained in our mindset is Sunday is the end of the week. But in reality, the way I personally view it, as I look at Sundays almost as the start of a week, it's the day for me to be prepared and get things organized to start off a really productive work week and household, being ran throughout the week as well. So if you're not already in that mindset, I would say that's probably one of my first tips is to start viewing Sunday as a day of preparation to help you get organized and get everything together so that way when Monday comes, you're not frazzled and stressed out to start your work week off. My second tip, and one of the things that I do on Sundays, now this could be a little bit controversial for those of you watching, so some of you may totally disagree with this, and that is completely fine. Obviously, that's your choice and your opinion. But for me personally, one of the things that I do on Sundays is I actually log into my work emails, and I go through all of the emails that have come in from Friday evening up until that point in the day and Sunday, and I clean everything out. And what I find majorly, at least with my company, it's anything that comes in after Friday evening is typically going to be junk mail. So what I like to do is I spend about 5 to 10 minutes on a Sunday, so I'm not talking a large amount of time, but I'll go ahead and log into my work email and clear out any kind of junk emails that have come through between Friday evening to Monday morning. Often, if I have a little bit extra time, I'll even look at some of the junk emails and see if I can unsubscribe from things just to kind of help make my email inbox a little bit more manageable from week to week. So that's one of the tips that I do on Sundays is, again, keeping my inbox cleaned up. So obviously, if you don't have access to your work emails on the work weekend, that would be something you wouldn't worry about, or maybe you don't mind waiting till Mondays. But for me personally, Mondays are what I call meeting Mondays. In my company, I meet with my boss, I meet with my team members, I meet with other external departments and other external stakeholders. So Mondays can be very, very hectic work-wise, full of meetings. And so the last thing I want to do is get into the office on Monday morning and have to worry about going through and clearing out a long list of junk emails. So that's one of the things that I personally like doing on Sundays is taking just a few minutes to clean up my inbox. The next thing that I'm really big on is writing lists. So for those of you out there, many of you may be able to relate to this and enjoy writing lists. Even if you don't enjoy it, maybe this might be something to help you get, again, more organized and more productive throughout the week. I don't have an actual spiral notebook, or I don't write things down on a piece of paper because for me personally, I always have my iPhone with me. I personally like to use the Notes app within my iPhone. So that way, if I'm out and about, sitting in my car, at the post office, at the grocery store, at home, at work, I can make a running list of things that I'm going to want to accomplish in the coming week. So for me personally, I have a list for things that I want to get done around the household. And then I also have a list for work. So depending on how much time I have, sometimes I just make a list of kind of the high points, the big things that I want to accomplish throughout the week. And if I have a little bit more time, I may go ahead and extend the list and think of other things that maybe don't necessarily have to get done, but I would like to try to get done that upcoming work week. My fourth tip, and the one that's probably not very exciting but very necessary, is cleaning the house. So again, during the week, at least for me, in my experience, being that I work outside the home and then come home after 2 hours of traffic to work and back, that leaves me very little time during the week to clean the house. So for me personally, I like to save Sundays or the weekends, but usually it's on Sundays where I try to tidy up the house. Now, do I always every Sunday do a deep cleaning from top to bottom? Absolutely not. I mean, I'm a real person just like anybody else. I do my best to keep the house clean and organized, but hey, we live here, we're busy people, so we do what we can when we can. But at least on Sundays, the things that I do like to do is I like to wash and put away the dishes. I like to at least empty all of the trash bins out of all the restrooms and things like that, take the trash out to the garbage can. Another thing for me, we don't have children, but we do have 3 dogs. So before the week starts, I like to pick up their dog bowls, rinse them out really good, get them clean, fill them up with food and water, and put those out. So that way, again, I don't have to worry about that on Monday morning or after I've had a long day at work during the week and coming home and having to mess with all that. So that's something, again, just as part of the clean the house routine that I like to do on Sundays. Kind of rolling into that, the other thing that I like to do is obviously try to catch up on doing some laundry. Again, not something that probably most of us enjoy doing. For me personally, if I ever won $1 million and I had just extra money to spend, oh my gosh, I would totally hire somebody to do my laundry, because it's just a task that I absolutely hate having to do. But hey, we all have to do it, right? So for me personally, I usually do a couple loads during the work week, and then usually by the time Friday, Saturday, Sunday comes, Sunday hits, I'm usually got some more laundry that I need to get washed. So the good thing though about laundry is, obviously, as we all know, you can clean, you can throw a load of laundry in the washing machine or the dryer as you're doing other things. So as I'm cleaning out my inbox, as I'm making my to-do list for the work week, just all that good stuff, I can be doing loads of laundry as I do these other tasks that I like to get done on Sundays. Tip number 6 is I like to make sure and fill up my car on Sunday. So at some point at the end of the weekend, before my work week starts, for me, there's nothing worse than, being rushed on a Monday morning, or maybe you're tired because you're having to get back in your regular sleep schedule and things like that, is having to wake up and then realize, oh shoot, my car is almost out of gas. I'm going to have to make an extra stop to fill up the car. So on Sundays, that's something I like to, kind of be mindful of that, to check my fuel levels. If I'm getting pretty low, where I don't want to have to deal with it, I will go and just, run into town and get the car filled up, so that way I don't have to worry about it come Monday morning. Number 7, another thing that I'm really big on Sundays, here in the last several months, I've really tried to get into a more healthy and active lifestyle. So talking about healthy lifestyles, that obviously is going to include things like meal planning and meal prepping, which I'm very big on. There's not a lot of meal planning that I do because it's overall pretty simple. I'm pretty routine with what I eat, but it does require me to cook my meals. So usually when I'm cooking Sunday dinner, I will either make extra that I can take for lunches the next few days during the week. Usually on Sundays, I make meals Monday through Wednesday, particularly my lunches for work. I don't like cooking my lunches all the way throughout the whole week, because by the time usually Wednesday gets there, anything after that point I'm not going to want to eat. It just doesn't taste as good in my opinion. So it's pretty manageable. And then Wednesday nights I do the same thing. We usually cook at home on Wednesday evenings, and then I'll make Thursday, Fridays lunches for the rest of the work week. So yeah, that's one thing that I definitely do, is I try to meal plan and meal prep on Sunday evenings. Oftentimes I will have groceries already bought. Oftentimes we get paid on Fridays, so on a Friday afternoon I'll run to the grocery store, get what I need, because Sundays are usually really busy at the grocery store. So rather than spend a lot of extra time because there's a bunch of people in the store, I like to get it done ahead of the week. But oftentimes I will find, if I meal plan, there may be 1 or 2 ingredients that I forgot to pick up or we ran out of. So I'll have to go to the store anyways, just for a couple items. So that's usually about the time where, when I get out to go run that errand to pick up a few more groceries, I'll stop and check to see if I need to get fuel in my car and things like that. So you just kind of build it into your routine, and it makes it not a big deal. Number 8, another thing that I highly suggest, but I will admittedly say I'm not always perfect with, is laying out your outfit the night before. So for me, Sunday, I'm usually really good about doing this on Sunday evenings. As it gets further into the week, do I always do this to a T? Not necessarily, but again, if you can get in the habit of laying out your clothes, lay out your shoes, lay out any jewelry or accessories, makeup. I like to wash my makeup brushes on Sunday and have those set out on the counter so I can get up and easily do my makeup real fast on a Monday morning. So again, laying out your outfits in advance. If you happen to get up a little bit later than normal, or you don't feel like getting up super early, that's one less thing you're having to decide on in the morning. And again, like I said, for me, Mondays, I have a lot of meetings. I have a lot of face-to-face interaction with internal stakeholders as well as business clients. And so I want to look extra special on Mondays and look like I put in the extra effort to have a nice outfit and my hair and makeup done. So that's just something personally I really like to do Sunday evenings, is after I've done my laundry, I'll kind of lay out what I'm going to wear, check the weather, figure out what I'm going to wear for the day on Monday, and start the work week out. So I am trying to get better on doing that every single night, but admittedly I'm not always perfect every night, but definitely Sunday nights are a little bit easier to manage. Number 9 is kind of related to laying out your outfits, also laying out your belongings. So again, maybe you don't do this right where you put your clothes maybe in your closet or on your counter or somewhere in your bedroom. But for me personally, again, in my case, I carry a backpack with a laptop and my calendar and a few other things for work. I'll usually have my lunch bag, I'll have my purse, I'll have my car keys. I usually take vitamins every morning, so I'll go ahead and pull the vitamins out of their bottle and have my water bottle set next to it. So again, everything is there, all centralized at the end of my counter. That's personally just where I like to keep things. So that way when I get ready to head out the door, I'm not having to run around the whole house going, where's my keys? Where's my wallet? Where's my backpack? Where's my laptop charger? Everything's put together in a central location where I can just grab and go. Pretty much the only thing that's not on the counter is my lunch bag, because obviously you have to keep that refrigerated, but it's all pretty relatively close together where I can just reach for everything and get out the door. So that's another good tip, is if you have a lot of things, or if you tend to be forgetful where you leave your keys, you know, set a bowl on your counter or start getting in the habit of leaving them in a certain spot, so that way every day in the morning makes it a little bit more manageable. And then the last thing that I like to do on Sundays is to try to go to bed a little bit earlier than normal. So for me personally, usually Friday nights and Saturday nights, I tend to stay up a little bit late just because I don't have to be so strict with my daily routine. Obviously, if you can do that, that's going to be better, just because you won't have to worry about getting off your sleep cycle. But for me personally, a lot of times I admittedly do stay up late on Friday nights and Saturday nights when we go out and do things with friends or family. So that being said, knowing when Sunday's coming up, because I'm going to have to get up early on Mondays and I have my Monday meetings, I do like to try to make an effort to at least start getting into bed around 10 o'clock. So again, to each their own, but that's again just some of the things that I do on Sundays to help prepare for a productive work week. So I hope you enjoyed all of the things that I had to share with you. I'd love to hear more from you guys, so be sure and leave a comment down below on some of the things that you do to help prepare for a more productive work week, whether it's Sunday or whichever day on the weekend. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and be sure and subscribe for future videos on all things money. See you next time.